the likelihood of stupid people coming online is much more likely than non-stupid people coming online, because stupid people can always find a community of other stupid people online. Do you get what I'm saying though? It's like kind of true.
Recognize.
I've come to the conclusion that with all the mad stuff going on in the world, which, trust me, does drive me insane more insane when I engage with it, you have to be able to laugh at it at the same time. Like, it's got to the point where, in order to not take it seriously, in order to maintain, in order to not... That's always kind of been my default mode in life anyway, to know that once you can laugh at something, that's when you have full control over it. We all need to lift ourselves up, we all need to just take a moment, breathe, and laugh at very stupid people, because it's just good for humanity. It's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for them on some kind of level. Another thing that got me thinking, right, was that sometimes you look at a situation, I know it can't just be me, and you kind of think, okay, this is obvious madness. How are there so many people following it? How are there so many people engaging in it? And that's when you start to lose brain cells if you try and work it out. And speaking of stupid people, it's gonna offend a lot of people, but do I give any shits?
Fuck no.
I think vegans are, in general, or that have their whole identity wrapped around veganism, because they are the mad ones. I feel like vegans are a great example of mass brainwashing of some of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my whole life. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though I turn a blind eye to most of this stuff these days, we still need to laugh at it before we move on, because I feel like accumulatively, people that are kind of left as vegan or plant-based eaters, we have trauma from this shit, and you know what? We need to clear it. Okay, this is what I want to say. It's very interesting that when you manipulate people's minds, and I think we can relate this to stuff that's going on in, well, has been going on for the last few years, but it is really easy, and we have proof of this, to lure people in to doing something, to following something, if they believe it's for a good cause that's greater than themselves. It's a natural human instinct to want to do that, to want to be part of that. But like I said, the stupidity has to stop at some point.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Weight Loss Wednesday.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, this first person gotta go. She just gotta go. I've been saying it for a long time, but like not properly. I feel passionately about this, and we're gonna dive into this one first quickly. Right, don't forget, I have worked with people that have eating disorders. I worked with them for 5 years before I started YouTube. I'm also someone that, when I was playing professional sport when I was younger, like when I stopped, basically, because it was a big mental shock for me, I turned to binge eating horrifically. We're gonna listen to a professional who helps a lot of people with their binge eating disorder.
So great for people that are trying to lose weight or have food addictions, because you don't have to think about it. You know you're gonna love it.
Call the police.
To overcome their binge eating disorder, and the goal is to be skinny, to be slim, to be healthy.
I would rather eat a pound of broccoli, but my favorite broccoli, which is from Trader Joe's, the organic, only comes in 12-ounce bags. So I have here, I don't like to weigh and measure my food, but I know you're gonna ask. It just happens today. It's 20 ounces of sweet potatoes, which is less than 500 calories, 12 ounces of broccoli, which is about 120 calories. And then if I'm still hungry, I'll have a pound of fruit for dessert, depending on the season. These are strawberries. That's like another 150 calories if you're counting calories, which I think is ridiculous and unsustainable.
Ridiculous and unsustainable. Right, this chef has just shown you her platter of lunch. Right, this is a woman that came from, according to her, severe binge eating disorder. She used to be extremely overweight. I always say, do what works for you. Like, do what works for you. But if it's an extreme version, don't inflict it on other people. There are two ways of curing or managing, getting over an eating disorder, right? You can either do things which keep you in your comfort zone for life and identify with your binge eating disorder and have that mindset of, oh my God, like if I don't just eat potatoes and vegetables, which is pretty much all this woman eats.
And you get to eat a lot of potatoes.
Pretty much. I mean, there are a few, from what I've seen, there's like a few beans, like every now and again, there's a bit of avocado. She's eating piles of her safe foods, which is when you're in recovery from any kind of eating disorder, there should be no safe and unsafe foods. That's ridiculous. The whole point of it is to get over the fear. You can allow your eating disorder to still dominate you by just eating foods that make you feel safe and nothing else, which means you still have an eating disorder, the answer to that, in my opinion, is to, yeah, look after your health, eat healthy. You know me, I eat whole foods all the time. But then if you're in a restaurant, eat vegan ice cream, great. Do it. If someone offers you a brownie, why not? Because you should be able to eat those things in moderation and still maintain your weight. Kind of just like gaslighting people as well. What I don't like is this communal mindset, cult-like mindset that all binge eaters are the same. Like her Instagram posts start with, we as binge eaters, which number one, she's still self-identifying as someone that her eating disorder is her identity, which, you know how I feel like that, like letting one thing dominate your identity like people do with their changing pronouns every day now. Fuck off. Like, what does it say about you as a human? Nothing. But what does it say about her? She hasn't recovered.
Recognize.
And believe me, variety is really the kiss of death for people that struggle with their weight.
These kind of people, they get a lot of accolade, they get a lot of applaud. There are a few of them, trust me. And it is because people, if they are overweight, if they are obese, they will lose weight on this diet, and you still can call it a whole foods diet. And she can still refer back to, oh, Dr. Doug, and what's his fucking name?
Dr. McDougall says you can absolutely eat it every day and be healthy. But this is 3 pounds of food, so I get to eat more and weigh less by following the principles of calorie density, which I outlined in my book.
Wait, what?
If you're counting calories, which I think is ridiculous and unsustainable.
So she also says she doesn't recommend counting calories, but then she's also focusing solely on calorie density.
Once in a while, I'll mix it up and have Brussels sprouts instead, but this is my favorite combination.
There's more to life than kilos of potatoes. Like much more.
So I'll have an alternate lunch, which I actually do love, and I would have for dinner every night, except that Charles doesn't like sweet potatoes.
She has a man that puts up with this.
If I was being executed for a crime that I didn't commit, this is still what I would want as my last meal.
This is a crime. Do you know what? If I was on death row and I had a final meal, I would probably do even more bad things. Just as a faster track to hell. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd be drinking Coke all day, like I really wouldn't give a shit. But this woman is so obsessed that she wants to go into her coffin with a stomach full of potatoes. So Freely, my good old friend Freely, and I will say this, I do love Freely. I have a lot of love for Freely. But anyways, I'm still gonna slam her for this. And I also think that her message now is a lot better than it was, well, let's just have a look.
So you gotta trust me on this one. I've lost over 40 pounds eating all the sugar I care for.
Freely's gonna teach us, for new vegans, the top 7 best foods for weight loss.
I want to do a video featuring a list of the high sugar foods that are gonna help you get lean. Sugar makes you thin, skinny, lean. So you gotta trust me on this one. I've lost over 40 pounds eating all the sugar I care for.
See, this is the thing as well, right? People say that, trust me, I've lost a certain amount of weight. Trust me, I've lost 40 pounds. Trust me, I've lost 500 pounds. Let me remind you, you can lose weight on any diet. You can lose weight by just eating Haagen-Dazs if you stay within your calorie. I'm not saying that any of these things I'm gonna say are healthy, but you can lose weight on the Haagen-Dazs diet. People have done it to prove a point. My point is, going back to Chef AJ as well, it's the thing of that women especially, who I'm assuming she's primarily speaking to, different women have different needs at different points in their life. Put your hand up if any of you ever felt bullied by Freely the Banana Girl.
So number 1 is, of course, fruit. Fruit is amazing.
Not necessarily like just for health or weight loss, but whole fresh fruit. How could anyone ever possibly fault it? But
okay, number 2 is tinned fruit. Better than having high protein and high fat food.
Tinned fruit over high protein or high fat food. So tinned fruit is better for you and more satisfying, better for people that work out and have muscle to maintain. Tinned fruit is better for you than tofu, than beans and avocados. Tinned fruit's better.
The next one is organic coconut sugar.
Number 6 is coconut sugar. What the fuck is number 7?
And the final one is organic brown sugar.
What kind of shit is that?
The thing is, I understand the body.
Freely, we're talking about top weight loss foods, Freely. You could have said avocado toast. You could have said tinned pulses, legumes, beans, fortified Fruit Loops, because at least they're fortified. Oatmeal. You could have said Doritos. Goddamn. You could have said grass.
Don't forget to go fruit yourself today, and have a great day. Banana Girl signing out.
Now, Let me say something, right, and I'll say this clear, as someone that does have credentials, but just doesn't work in that way anymore. Credentials mean nothing. You come to me and you tell me that you're an RD, it means nothing. You come to me and you tell me that you're a nutritionist, it means nothing. You come to me and you tell me you're a doctor, it means nothing. Because anyone and everyone can go to college for those things and pass. It's not that hard. All you have to do is retain certain parts of information, right? After that, you're free to do whatever you want with your qualification and your title and all of that. Now, speaking of the stupidest of the stupidest of the stupidest.
Hi, I'm Emmy. I'm a nutritionist that specializes in weight loss, and this is everything I eat in a day.
Just watch. Okay, so we're gonna watch what a nutritionist eats in a day. So we're definitely gonna get some good advice here. The likelihood of stupid people coming online is much more likely than non-stupid people coming online, because stupid people can always find a community of other stupid people online. What this lady is recommending is, yeah, it's whole foods. Okay, I'm not faulting that. It's great that she's focusing on whole foods. Why she has to focus on 10 of the whole foods out of the 4 million, I will never understand.
The cauliflower has been steamed, so I'm gonna put my Brussels in. I have my potato here that has been steamed as well. So my Japanese sweet potato, steamed cauliflower, steamed Brussels sprouts. Again, I have just this in the bowl, but I am going to be eating everything that you just saw me make. So I'll eat all the cauliflower, I'll eat all the Brussels sprouts, I'll eat all the potato. And if you are the type of person that needs sauce, that needs spice, absolutely go for it. Do condiments galore if you need to. You just want to make sure that none of the condiments have oil.
If you have a teaspoon of oil with your veggies and potato, you will get morbidly obese. You will gain weight, it will ruin your health, you will have heart issues, you will have none of those things I've just said, because this woman is talking out of her asshole right now. Now, not all her meals are this bad, I will say that.
I'm gonna add in a half of an avocado. If you are in weight loss mode, this would be something you'd want to be careful about because it is a richer food. It's more calorically dense. In weight maintenance, totally fine to add it.
You fucking dumbass.
But I'm showing you this one because she is promoting it as a healthy, well-balanced meal that she would have regularly. Now, what we're looking at is a side dish. What we're looking at is a large side dish, similar to Chef AJ with her big platter of potatoes and very exciting steamed broccoli with no flavor or anything else at all. Definitely not any salt, heaven forbid. Again, people are gonna follow this because they wanna lose weight. And on top of that, people with eating disorders are going to follow this because it's an excuse to still eat a very restrictive diet, but just with a good cause. And the good cause behind that is that you're doing something good for animals. You're also doing something promoted by a registered, she's some kind of nutritionist, okay? So you're doing something recommended by a health professional. So of course, why would you not do this? When I had my eating disorder back in the day and I saw someone telling me your meals can look like veggies and potatoes, absolutely no fat, you can eat tons of it, like, I'm sorry, which person struggling would not be gravitating towards this? And this is coming from a professional. Someone go and slap her. I got a lot of female friends in the States. One of you go and slap her, please. Go and slap some sense into her. Another thing I want to add, right? Look at the food we're looking at, right? Just look at this bowl as an example, or that platter we saw earlier as an example. Now, what people don't understand, well, I thought people understood, but clearly not still. Clearly professionals still don't understand this, is that there are fat-soluble nutrients, especially in veggies, right? Vitamin K, vitamin A, which comes in the form of beta-carotene, obviously with plants, vitamin D and vitamin E. They are all fat-soluble nutrients. So even if you're necessarily eating a big bowl of greens or veggies, potatoes that have all of these nutrients in them, you're not going to absorb them unless you add fat to the meal. And these people may say, oh, there is a small amount of fat in potatoes. Look, you're not adding any additional fat. If you want to absorb all of the nutrients from your veggies, if you want your skin to glow, if you want to feel more satiated, if you want your food to taste edible. And don't get me wrong, I can enjoy plain food. You know me, I am talking like I eat some kind of wild diet. You know I don't. You see, haven't made one in a while. We'll make some soon. My what I eat in a day is, and I'm not saying they're perfect because they're not. I'm the king of eating way too much tahini, but I don't recommend that. I just do that and say I'm an idiot for doing that. To absorb a lot of the nutrients in these foods, you need the presence of fat. I know she adds tiny, minimal amounts, even though she is tiny and clearly does not need to lose weight herself. We'll use like maybe half an avocado a day, or maybe it's every few days. I don't know, okay? And I don't want to know. All I know is that this is the kind of stuff that's being promoted and should not be promoted as a healthy, balanced meal. If you want to say, you know what, you want a snack, you've been eating, you know, like loads of crap recently, I just want to eat some really plain food for a few days. Perfect, maybe with a bit of olive oil or avocado. But as a long-term diet, no, really, fuck off. Like, right off.
So, I'm of the belief that you can invite yourself and allow yourself to have ice cream on your once-a-year vacation or birthday cake on your birthday. This is going to go into the microwave for 3 minutes, and I'm using instant oats. I like those the best. And then I'm gonna throw the whole banana in there as well.
Did that really need a tutorial? Like these, I'm sorry, I know like I'm being a real, but the thing is like, did you need a tutorial to show people how to make oats with water and put a banana on top? I have faith that she's got a really good dessert coming.
And for dessert, I'm going to be having an apple.
I'm sorry, what? Do you know what? This was fun, but at this point I feel like I'm going to relapse. So, guys, there are so many other people I really wanted to include in this video. The phase at the time that made everyone vegan and then not vegan and then blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of stuff that's even more madder than this out there, but I just thought we'd laugh at these today. Do you know what? If you want a part 2, please leave your comments, your suggestions down below. More than happy to have a good giggle once I've recovered from this one. But yeah, if you've also been through that experience of like following something so dumb and then actually thinking, what in the fuck am I doing? I feel like now that we've laughed at these things, we can move on, I hope. Anyways, guys, I'm sending you all so much love, and leave your comments and questions down below. I'll be back with a new video very soon, probably in a different destination. It's been a while since I filmed. I forgot my outro. No, I haven't. Laters. Laters. Okay, bye, love you.